Hey collective, let's get some messages for the 24th. For March 2020. These are collective messages. Situation for the collective today. Take what resonates, leave the rest. It's for everybody. What's going on for the collective? Please God, clear, concise messages. Thank you, amen. So on a 3, 1, 2, let's get the situation for the collective. What's going on for the collective? What's the situation? Okay, so we have some progressive cards coming out. So the situation, Ace of Swords, 4 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. All right, so 5 of Swords automatically is a disagreement. It's usually bitterness. And this is usually a gossip card. Or it's cutting somebody down. There's a real theme of a winner and a loser here. Something's being cut out. Something's being maybe attacked verbally. Opposite of that, we have another Swords card, but we have the Ace here. So we have this victory, okay? This victorious moment, this aha moment, this gift of information, or this could lead to this argument or this type of gossip. It could be information that's given to you or you're giving it to somebody else. And then with the 4 of Cups in the center, this is about not paying attention to something that's right in front of you, that's close to your heart, or not wanting to, or leaving your heart out of it. I would say in this instance, this is generally considered, the 4 of Cups is generally considered to be kind of a boredom, but it's like not paying attention to something that's right in front of you. It's like the party's over, but who's left type thing. So, who will you go home with tonight? I don't know why that just came to my head. I think there's a song. But anyway, it could just be about a bitterness about this. It could be about really not getting what you want, or maybe manifesting from the past, because this is already an argument that's taken place, right? You can sort of see like a couple of people walking away. So, and generally speaking, there's more than one person involved in this situation. All right, so that's the situation. What are your thoughts about it? Yours or the other person you're dealing with? General thoughts, general collective. What's going on? Collective thoughts for the situation. An argument could have come to light here as well, or you could be aware of something where it's sort of disheartening as well. All right, let's get thoughts, general thoughts. It's collective thoughts for this situation. All right, so we have the Queen of Pentacles coming out upright. So earth sign here, generally speaking, probably going to be dealing with an earth sign, you or the other person. Or this is about banking, savings, money, property. This is also a pretty motherly card. There's a lot of, there's a warmth to this. This is a very practical energy. And it could be an actual female in your vicinity or your environment. Or in terms of thoughts about this is really about investing or values, and that doesn't necessarily just mean valuables. It's something that takes place in the material world, because the Earth is the 3D world. So it takes place here in the material world. So if this isn't an actual person in this instance, a female earth sign, this could probably be, like I said, something that is about valuable, what you hold dear, grounded energy. So you're thinking very practically. And so for the purposes of this reading, the Ace of Swords, Four of Cups, and Five of Swords will be the situation. So in this situation, she just has to think very practically. She's mature, right? She's the queen. So there's a maturity here. You might have been through something like this before. Or you've got a savings. All right, so let's get into your feelings about the situation. You or the other person. This collective energy. Aw, look at this. Ace of Cups. You have two aces, so we'll look that up in a moment. Two aces are a really good sign. I think it is. I have to look it up now. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, new workplace or home. Wow. Okay, so that's interesting. So there could be some movement here, but look at these single cards. Like so much. Sometimes I expect a lot of cards to jump out because this is collective energy, but really this is so pure, okay? So and collectively, guys, for anyone watching, this is a really beautiful state to be in, especially considering the situation. So the Ace of Cups is just pure love here. This is a pure love offer. Like this would be pure knowledge, like an aha moment, pure mental victory, communicative victory, the swords are really can speak about the law as well, and like a victorious lecture or a victorious argument, as I said earlier. But with the Ace of Cups here, really important, right? This is really about an offer of love. So something here is all about the heart and is all about how someone feels, or this is the way in which the heart wants to manifest, right? Wants to bring about this stable, mature thought process around this is pure love, which is quite phenomenal. So well done, collective. This is quite a beautiful card. Maybe you want to look at it a little bit more. Yeah, it's quite beautiful. This is a covenant. This is a communion as well. So you could be, you know, through the divine. And it's peace. You see the dove there. It's all about peace. And it's about, particularly with this, right? I mean, if you're dealing with an argument of some sort here, it could even just be in your own mind. You could be arguing with yourself over something, right? But it's the fact that and this is in the feelings portion of the situational spread for me. So that's really profound as a reader, I gotta say. So well done, collective. You're working from a heart space, from a really high vibe environment, and you're in your feelings about it. You're in your feelings. So you or someone else could be offering love, or you could be finding this wealth of emotion, right? So cups is also, you probably saw, the water overflowing. So there's overflowing emotions. Make no doubt about that when it comes to this situation. So really beautiful. Let's see the most probable outcome for this situation, for the collective. Could be a bittersweet moment here as well. There could be something bittersweet. I just realized about the situation here. All right, so let's get most probable outcome here for the collective. Most probable outcome. Nice. So another single card, this time a major arcana, the only major in the spread. We're dealing with strength here. So the most probable outcome is a great deal of internal strength, right? To have self-restraint, control over oneself is the ultimate power. So this could be speaking to that. This is Leo energy here as well. Or fifth house. This could have to do with the family. Could have to do with, a dad, father. And this is internal strength. You don't draw this from anyone else, and you really can't give it to anyone else. You can just sort of act as an example. But this is profound leadership through self-restraint. So another way that you can read this in terms of a probable outcome here is that you could be withholding passions, say this is in your heart space. This is a very overflowing with emotion love card, for example. And it doesn't need to be romantic. It can be, however you love. And so this would be holding back somehow. So the most probable outcome for this situation. Right. So at the bottom of the deck, we will look at the energy. This is outside influence. And then at the top of the deck, we'll look at inside influence. Phenomenal. We have 3 major arcanas for the inside influence. Very cool. So at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and then we have the 3 of Wands at the top. So this is really speaking to, this is Jupiter energy. We have some fixed energy here. You could expect long-term permanent changes here. You've set something in motion already that's going to have long-term permanent changes here that are going to be fixed and are going to be profound for you, or they'll be made profound, or you'll find out that they're profound here. And a cycle is ending, right? We have the 10 here. A cycle is ending. We have another 10 here. So it's a burden being set aside, which is great. So here in outside influences, we have the 9 of Cups, 10 of Wands, and the 5 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Cups is just wish fulfillment. It's self-satisfaction. 10 of Wands is a burden that's almost over, something that can be put to rest soon, but something that's really heavy. And then in your daily life, and then the 5 of Pentacles is rejection. It's feeling left out or leaving someone out. So it's really interesting here that outside influences, so we have these 2 5s, for example, the 5 of Swords, which is part of the situation. The 5 of Pentacles showing up in the same reading as the 5 of Swords is a pretty situation. And again, this area is in the outside influences. So somebody definitely feels left out, but they may feel better for it. It may have felt like a burden the whole time anyway. They were looking to let go of this, or you were. Another way to read that is to say that if this is a love reading for you, that the other person just has a great deal of passion here. Like they have the super hots and they feel like they can't get close to you. And they find it really, really difficult here because they feel rejected, or you're rejecting them, or they're rejecting you, and that's how you feel. But your internal influences, look at this. We have 3 major arcanas for your internal influences. Let me just do this. The Magician, the Moon, and the Hanged Man. So we have Pisces energy here twice. We have Mercury indicated here in the Magician. So this is pretty phenomenal. Hopefully this doesn't cut off on me, but so we have a lot of manifestation power here. We have the subconscious. We have sort of the madman over here. We have the cinema, the psycho, the psychic. There's moon energy, right? And there's something from the depths. There's something, again, this really deep energy. You may not even know why there is such an emotional response to something here. For example, you could be taken aback by that. And then the Hanged Man here. So we've been seeing him a lot lately, guys. So he is, in terms of collective energy, this is suspension, surrender, sacrifice, or release. There is a real element of enlightenment here, and in humility, being humbled or humbling yourself. So just maybe there's an maybe being awe-inspired around what you need to become conscious about here. We don't have the sun anywhere, anything bringing it to light, but you could be aware that you at least have these subconscious leanings, but it's almost like you could be trying to keep that at bay. You almost don't want to know that you have that much power over a situation, maybe. And, you know, having to act consciously, having to move consciously here, right? So we have, this can be a vision. These areas are a vision. This is a self-reflection, these two. And the spikes on the moon are important because this is spiky. This is scary territory. These are the shadows. No one knows what goes on here, right? It's the subconscious. But with the Magician next to it, yeah, there could be a sense of being responsible or being in charge, and then like learning how to put that in motion, or being humbled to it, like understanding how powerful the subconscious really can be here. So collective, wow, that's a pretty huge reading. I'm really shook by these last 3 cards for the internal energy for you. But collectively, we're definitely beating out external influences here. So I would say work through the shadow here. Work through the shadow self. Don't get hung up on the darkness. If you're doing shadow work here, don't get hung up on that. Work through it. Trust yourself that you have everything you need, that you can ask for things if you need them, or you can manifest them. But maybe do some shadow work first before doing any manifestation if you're unclear or you have any doubts about that as well. Again, I would get in touch with yourself, or have a moment of maybe taking a step back, looking at something for a little while longer, maybe letting the sun shine on something here. There could be moodiness in general here as well with the moon. All right, so that is the reading for the day. Pretty intense for some reason today, guys, but that was cool. I hope it was helpful to someone out there. And until we meet in the next video, bye for now.